Hello, welcome back to another talk through. This week I'm going to be running you through Eagle Transmission Book. This is a project that SRAM commissioned us to do, which was pretty sick. So got some budget, which meant that we could do some really cool stuff. The end product is pretty awesome actually. It's one of those books that you just sort of flick through and you find something new every single time, which is pretty sick. Yeah, it's properly cool. Anyway, a bit like the Misspent 2 one, I'm going to go and there's so much stuff in here that I'm not going to be able to go through it all. There's just too many quotes to read, too many pictures to see, and too many bits of drawing and all sorts to get through. So the stats. This was going to be the same size as the Eagle Transmission cassette, which would have been pretty sick, which is 215 by 215 mil. However, because of printing costs, it was actually easier to do it at 210. So it's 210 by 210, a good weight to them as well. 340 pages, stocked fill of photos, diagrams, and drawings, which is pretty cool, as well as illustrations and some amazing design work as per from John Gregory. Quotes, writing, and data from shed load of SRAM staff, as well as riders and athletes and teams, which is pretty sick. So I think there's some stuff in there from Nino Schurter, Jack Moore, and Miranda Miller as well. And it's £25 for all of that, which is pretty awesome. Means you get an awful lot of book for your money. So let's get into it. It's the first page. Pretty cool. You've got a load of SRAM. Well, you've got a load of SRAM stuff basically on the front cover and on the inside of the back cover there as well. All on here, which is pretty amazing. So from engineers to product managers to communications to advanced development. And we did a little list here. So the product is a book, funnily enough, with the concept being a block of paper with information and imagery printed onto both sides of each sheet of paper, then glued down one edge and trimmed into a neat square. That's it. That was pretty bang on. Who's it for? Humans worldwide. So it's quite a broad spectrum of people there. There's a contents page with a lot of old SRAM stuff, which is pretty sick. It's all broken down into six sections, and each section is in a different paper. So the first section, which is precedent, is the sort of coarse, less refined paper, which is quite cool. And then it goes all the way into the launch and translation areas, which is this really nice, thick, glossy, nice soft touch paper, which is really cool. Different paper types just sort of shows the progression of the production. It starts off really with the Trojan horse of the whole entire drivetrain, which was the UDH, which SRAM launched a few years ago. So that the direct mount derailleur could become a thing. Yes, Bossman doing some sick trick. Yeah, I'm just going to go through a bit like the Spent 2 one, just go through, flick through, find some cool stuff, which again, most of it is, and show you some cool stuff. Some great imagery in here as well. And there's just riddled with quotes. Product is our DNA, is a good one. And lots of old SRAM stuff as well, which is pretty cool. It really is more of we've said it's a book about the Eagle transmission, but realistically it's more of a cross-section of SRAM itself and looks at the company, which is pretty sick. It's a really unique insight into one of Viking's biggest brands, really. Some cool older stuff there. And I don't think there's ever really been anything like this, which is quite cool, especially such a unique insight into such an important brand like SRAM. Got a list of all the trademarks for SRAM there. Got stuff like Double Time, Mini Block, Press Fit 30, Pike, Giga Pike, T-Side. That's quite a cool stat as well. 50% of drivetrain problems are because of the hanger. There's a million tension screw combinations, only one combination that works. Old Eagle. Miranda Miller. More on the EDH there. Amazing. I love that. That's first. It's great. Don't know if you can see that, but such a cool book. It really is. Who cares about drivetrains? But it just looks at so many different elements of the production of it, and also just the company. Some initial drawings there, the design for the derailleur. He's stoked. And yeah, throughout the book, there's these mission questions, which are quite cool. So it gives an interview with a particular person within the brand. And this one, for example, is, I've had to pick a tricky one to pronounce tonight. Joe Stuermer. Sorry, Joe. Can't ride a patent. That's pretty sick. Got the pre-production. All these little models, which are amazing. This guy built his own carbon e-bike, which is pretty sick, which he tested the radio on and stuff. One of the big selling points behind this whole transmission, the fact that it's pretty damn robust. More people behind the scenes. But even things down to the bash guard, it covers literally everything. The tiniest bits, I mean, that's something you just wouldn't think about. Just lovely flat layout one. Word wombat in here. Test engineers as well as field test riders often do obat and wobat, but mostly we talk about wombat, a cute Australian animal. That's cool. This page is mental. They have different types of dust in the factory. Did a lot of work finding out where the mud comes from when you ride. It's mad. And they literally test it with the different dusts. Ridiculous. Nino's bike. Race winning bike on a new drivetrain. Hype around that when they first saw the prototypes was mental, wasn't it? Bit of moi moi. Who had his on his enduro rig. And this was all testing parts, race testing, a black box. There's James again, shredding in the woods. Ben Hildred. Another mission questions there. Even down to the packaging. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but it's got to all be packaged up somehow, hasn't it? To get out to everyone. Now we're on slightly nicer paper as well. We're getting there into the really shiny stuff. The magic wheel. Literally that Allen key just stuck in it and it's still spinning. Pretty amazing. And then it's the hype around when it was released, all the different videos that came out. A load of comments from somewhere. Can't imagine where. More racing stuff from the Cape Epic. Hell of a race. It's the launch code. Mental. Now we're on some glossier, nicer paper. Bike setup guide on the Atlet. And the launch videos. It's a sick photo. And then we got some examples of the final product. Matrix Slash, which is quite cool. And the new pod shifters. Sometimes there are storms, sometimes it's smooth sailing, and through that journey you discover how great the company is. And that's Audrey Gianotti, the MTB communication specialist, alongside the finished product. Can take it apart and replace every single part. Is pretty incredible. GX drivetrain, the XL, XX, and the XX again. Intelligent shifting. I think that pretty much sums it up there, doesn't it? And then the final glossy page is this one. Perfection is like an infinity sign. It never ends. And now back to no comment from Andreas Koch, product manager, mountain bike drivetrain. Pretty incredible. It's just packed full of stuff. I know that sounds really stupid, but it's so much stuff. There's so many bits and bobs about this new drivetrain and SRAM itself. It's fascinating. All the way back from the very beginning, all the way up to this latest and greatest. And on the front, it says, it pretty much sums it up. This is a book about SRAM Eagle Transmission, featuring words and photos and diagrams and important top secret information explaining the whole story of Redacted and how it went from concept to market via Espresso. Very strong. If you read anything we weren't meant to print, please don't tell anyone else, and maybe even think about redacting it out of your copy of the book. Thank you. Misspent Summers, print technologists. That's the Eagle Transmission Book. 25 quid for all of this. And yeah, I think this is one of my favourite books. It's one of those ones you just pick up and you end up just reading and looking, and it gets you thinking about stuff. And there's so many facts and fun little anecdotes. I know I keep saying it, but it's such a unique insight into something that you just never really, unless you're in the industry or you are a product engineer, you just don't really get an understanding of what goes into this. It's a hell of a lot of work. And this has been going on for years. So thank you for everyone who has bought a copy already. If you're one of the ones who bought one off SRAMNation.com, or if you found it on Misspent already. And yeah, if you want them, they're available to order now. And talking of new stuff on our site, we've also got our beanies now, which is pretty sick. So we've got this green, we've got a lovely blue, and we've got a lovely grey. And they're on the website now. So go and get those as well. We've got a few more products as well that we've just added. I think there's a new t-shirt on there, new mug. What else? Oh, and we've added a load more prints to the store as well. So there's some cool stuff on there. So go check that out. Thank you to everyone who keeps supporting Misspent Summers. Like we always say, without people like you, we wouldn't be able to keep doing what we're doing. And we would really like to keep going because it's fun. If you haven't already, make sure you sign up to our newsletters because we've just done a restart on those, as well as our geek quizzes, our weekly geek quizzes. So make sure you get your answers in for that. I think we're going to try and start doing a leaderboard soon, which would be quite cool. So maybe get some prizes in there, which would be pretty good. Other than that, I haven't got a lot else to add, I don't think. Yeah, I'm sorry there wasn't more of a sort of structure to this one. It's quite hard. It's because it's so sort of random and a bit all over the place. It's a fun book, but it's quite hard to break down into pieces. So apologies for that. Apologies again for having to listen to my ramble on. There's going to be more of them, I'm afraid. There's a couple more coming. Not sure which one I'm going to do next, but we'll figure it out. I hope you enjoy these videos. If you don't tell me. If you do, please do. And yeah, see you in the next one.